I think the much anticipated Cabral files, so we can listen to Congressman Leandro Leviste para lang to just get this out of the way. Yusek Bernardo, naikwento ninyo na noong nagsisikay ng sanctuary, nagulat kayo na biglang sumulpot si General Nick Torre. Kindly explain to us kung ano yung circumstances.
Yes po, Mr. Chair. When I was implicated po dito sa flood control, I immediately sought the advice po of the spiritual sector. I mean, lumapit po ako sa kanila, sa simbahan, at humingi po ako ng protection at sanctuary. Ngayon, nung humingi po ako ng sanctuary, after my first testimony po dito, nung nag-testify po ako nung, I think that was September 25, pagkaraan po noon, medyo naka-feel na po ako ng hindi maganda sa pakiramdam ko, ay nagkaroon po ng problema ako sa security or sa family ko. So, isa pong kaibigan ang nagmalasakit sa akin na, kumbaga, lumapit po at dumirekta po sa isang religious, isang respected priest. Ngayon, nung lumapit po ako sa kanya, at nakipag-usap po, ay nagkaroon po sila ng parang sinasabi tutulungan po ako sa isang safe house wherein I was invited, and with my family po, sinama ko po doon sa safe house. Sa isang safe house po, sinama ko po yung 3 anak ko, at sinama ko pa nga po yung aking lawyer kasi gusto ko pong malaman talaga yung pinaka na ilalagay na ako sa safe house. So during that time po, medyo nagkakaroon po ako ng takot at pati ang pamilya ko. So pumunta po kami sa lugar na isang tinuro sa aming safe house. And during that time po, nung dumating po ako doon, ay of course nandun po yung priest na kausap ko. At nung dumating po kami doon, ay namangha po ako, nandun si General Torre. So, nung nandun po si General Torre, of course, alam ko naman po na during the time, he was already on floating status. But he was still a 4-star general during the time. Kaya lamang wala na po siya sa role ng PNP. So, nakita ko nga po, may patrol pa doon sa labas ng safe house Doon sa malayo po doon, hindi naman po malapit. So, sinama ko po yung aking 3 anak at kasama po yung aking abogado at kasama po yung priest. Nag-discuss po kami regarding security issues. Kasi po, yun lang naman po yung purpose ko for to secure my family and myself doon po sa lugar. But nung malaunan po, he told me about the restrictions of yung pong mga bagay na pwedeng gawin sa safe house, mga hindi dapat gawin. So nagkaroon po ako ng, nag-iisip po ako noon. Sabi ko, siyempre, I need to consult with my family kasi 3 anak ko lang po yung kasama ko doon. So nung nagpaalam po ako because during the time po, I'll be having my check-up. Kailangan ko po magpa-check up sapagkat meron po akong problema sa sinus. So during that time po, nagpaalam po ako na sabi ko, maybe I can go back after 2 days kasi magpapacheck up naman po ako and I will be seeking the help of my own security. Ako na lang po yung gaganap mismo at nangako po ako na babalik po ako after 2 days. But after 2 days po, ay napag-anuan po namin that for the meantime, medyo nabigla din po kasi mga anak ko dahil siyempre po, nanibago po sa sitwasyon namin at marami pong events na nangyari. So, hindi na po ako bumalik doon. So, ang ginawa ko po ay parang naputol na yung aking communication after that time. So, hindi na po ako nagbalik doon.
Was he following up? Bakit hindi ka na bumalik?
I think meron pong during that time, I've got his number po. Doon sa araw na yon. Nung gabi po na yun, at nagte-text po siya, kinukumusta po ako ni General. So sabi ko naman po, okay naman ako. But after that po, I decided to reset my phone.
Yeah, ang pagtataka ko lang, hindi ba nag-occur sa'yo under whose authority and in what capacity could General Torre provide security para sa iyo?
Medyo nag-isip din po ako noon while ako naman po buwan tiwala ko because of my spiritual advisor, yung pong yung pari po nakausap ko. So ako naman po Nag-iisip din po ako mabuti doon eh kasi during the time po that we were talking, palabas-labas po siya at may tinatawagan.
Hindi, nasa kanya na. Anyway, alam nyo, kaya lang ako interesado because scatterbat ito Ito, unreliable. Kumbaga sa aming classification sa military sa police, F6. No? Hindi A1, F6, pinakamababa. Na meron daw mga testigo na hinahawakan tungkol sa flood control. I don't know if my colleagues here have also heard about this, sabihin natin, chismis. Pero very loud yung chismis na may mga hawak siyang ibang testigo. For what reason or what motive, hindi ko alam. Kaya lang ako nag-interesado when I found out that he also got in touch with you through an intermediary para mag-provide ng security sa'yo. Now that you clarified the matter, no, hindi naman siya persistent.
Hindi naman po, Mr. Chair, kasi after that po, siyempre po, doon po sa, may mga pinararating din ako doon sa aking spiritual advisor, doon po sa, tumutulong sa akin. And I think ang pinarating po sa akin, they were praying with, pinapagdasal po nila ako, ganun. So, ako naman po, on my part, nung nayari na po yon, hindi ko po alam yung, ano nyo, Mr. Chair, hindi ko po alam yung ganung purpose, kung mayroong purpose sa akin na, ano, but definitely, during the time po, I was in the process of applying for the WPP. Nasa Witness Protection Program application na po ako, and I think, doon naman po, yung akin naman po pagpunta ron, wala pong, legality, halimbawa po yung sila po yung magko-control sa akin. Hindi ko po ano yun dahil ako naman I was with the DOJ seeking clearance and
Nga,
ano sa
at that
DOJ.
time kasi you were already under evaluation.
Yes po, Mr.
And
Chair.
medyo positive naman yung response ng DOJ sa application mo.
Yes po, Mr.
So I
Chair.
was just wondering, bakit kailangan humingi pa ng protection outside of the WPP?
Mr. Chair, ang
Hindi ka naman pwedeng bigyan ng immunity dun. No.
Mr. Chair, ang akin pong paglapit sa simbahan ay for my family security at sa akin po. At saka po purely spiritual advice. Hindi po dun sa talagang, although they offered me a sanctuary na isang safe house, pero hindi po yun ang lapit ko sa kanila. Hindi naman po ganun.
Yes, Senator Pangilinan.
One question on his testimony. Just one quick question. Kasi sa testimony, sa affidavit rather ni Yusek Bernardo, nabanggit niya, I can confirm based on my number 7, page 2, my personal knowledge that in some form or another and on various extents, based on current setup, each and every DPWH official employee from top and down line is buffeted with various avenues of corrupt practices. Tama po, di ba? Nabanggit niyo yan.
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
Tapos sabi po niyo, this is also true for several top officials of other departments or agencies such as DOF, DENR, DOH, DepEd, DA, DAR, DOTR, PCSO, Philippine Tama po ba yun?
Yes po, Mr. Chair. I mentioned that in my affidavit.
Yes. So, ang tanong lang, basic tanong, marami pa ba doon sa mga nabanggit nyong mga ahensya, incumbent pa rin?
Mr. Chair, may I consult with my counsel?
Yes, you don't have to say the names. I won't, because that will have to be subject to of another investigation. But we just want to know, dun sa mga personal knowledge mo, mga nakaupo pa ba itong mga ito?
Yes. Maybe just consult.
Yes. Because this should also be, the DOJ should also be interested in this. If we are really serious about going after all these crooks.
You're right, Mr. Chair. The department is very much interested in that, and that is the reason why these matters cannot be disclosed right now because there are ongoing case build-ups.
No, I'm not asking for any name. I'm
Yes,
just asking for a general question. Meron pa bang mga nakaupo?
Yeah, I think
Yes or no?
as far as that question is concerned, it's okay for Mr.
Meron
Bernardo
pa bang
to answer.
nakaupo na opisyal? Yes or no?
Do I have the,
Yes.
the clearance from the...
Just yes or no? So that we are made aware.
I think yes po. Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Maraming salamat, Mr. Chairman.
Before we leave this topic, Nabanggit nyo sa affidavit nyo na si